With so many games and movies and comics and shows and books and toys and albums and other pop culture stuff, it can really be downright overwhelming knowing where to start, but I'd like to help. Welcome to Cram Session. I'm Max Scova.
Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome back to another episode of Cram Session. As you may have noticed, it's friggin' Christmas again, when people put lights and shiny stuff in trees and everyone buys more stuff, and you have to wear big dumb sweaters to hide the fact that you put on 10 pounds from festive seasonal ales and Toblerone bars. Bah humbug. Okay, so seriously, I have a confession. I love Christmas. I don't know when this happened, but a few years ago something clicked and I started getting really excited about Christmas again. I'm not religious, I'm generally disgusted by excessive commercialism, and it's nice to see family, but traveling at the holidays sucks, but I find myself really fascinated by the mythology of Christmas. Now, at face value, Christmas is of course the Christian holiday marking the birth of Jesus, but traditions we associate with Christmas draw heavily from archaic wintertime pagan festivals like Saturnalia and Yuletide. Modern Christmas is usually about warm, fuzzy, feel-good stuff and how love actually is all around us, but the celebration has a weirder, darker side. Everybody knows about Santa Claus, aka St. Nicholas, of course. He's an old guy who gives people presents, right? Yeah, well, what about the time he magically resurrected a trio of dead orphans that a murderous butcher had been pickling in a barrel to sell off as bootleg ham? That sounds more like something that Spawn would do. And hey, everybody knows about Santa coming flying through the sky at night and going ho 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 and coming down chimneys and having a big bushy beard. But did you know that was mostly borrowed from Norse god Odin? Meanwhile, there's Santa's lesser-known counterpart, the Krampus, who's kind of an anti-Claus. Lenient modern Christmas legend maintains that nice children get presents and naughty children get lumps of coal or no presents at all, but the Krampus is rooted more in a draconian Yuletide lore where bad little boys and girls get visited by a cloven-hoofed horned monster who would beat them with birch branches, or worse, drown them in a wash tub and take them straight to hell. If this sort of weird information interests you, there are plenty of books out there like Christmas, A Candid History, or The Old Magic of Christmas, Yuletide Traditions for the Darkest Days of the Year. But if you're looking for something a little bit more entertaining than educational, good news, because the Krampus is getting his own movie this holiday season. Better yet, it is a gruesome horror comedy with a solid cast, including Adam Scott, Toni Collette, and David Koechner, aka Champ from Anchorman. Now, I might be horribly mistaken here, but I don't think we've had a proper big-budget Christmas horror comedy since Gremlins. Everybody knows Gremlins, right? Well, when's the last time you watched it? Because it's surprisingly gruesome. If you're sick of those icky feel-good Christmas movies and you need some icky monster guts instead, give that a watch. Gremlins was actually written by Chris Columbus, who's had his fingers in plenty of other festive holiday movies like Home Alone, Jingle All the Way, and Harry Potter, but one movie he wrote that doesn't get enough love is Young Sherlock Holmes. It is not really a Christmas movie per se, but it is set in old-timey London during the winter, and it's got a wonderful supernatural side to it. It feels just as much like an Indiana Jones movie as it does a Sherlock Holmes movie, and it's got some A+ practical special effects from Industrial Light and Magic at their height in the mid-80s. Now, if you're in the market for a fun Christmas movie that's very clearly in the horror category, you need to go watch Rare Exports. It's a Finnish movie that explores some similar themes to Krampus, but centers around Santa Claus. The less you know about this movie going in, the better, but it's real creepy, and I honestly cannot recommend it enough. If you want something that's just downright stupid, there's of course always the 1997 slasher flick Jack Frost, which is about a killer snowman and features a pre-American Pie Shannon Elizabeth. It's good fodder if you want to have some friends over and make fun of something together. If that sounds like too much work or you just don't want to invite people over, there is of course the classic Mystery Science Theater 3000 version of Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. Modern tradition dictates that every commercial establishment is obligated to start playing Christmas music the second that people take down their Halloween decorations, and while some folks are into this, I know a whole lot of other people get real sick of jingle bells and rocking around the Christmas tree, so here are some nice alternatives. First of all, the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. They basically make instrumental Christmas metal, which is a lot of fun, and sometimes it's about wizards and labyrinths. Maybe that isn't super Christmas-oriented per se, but they do use a lot of jingly sleigh bells, so that's plenty of fun. If you want something a little more traditional, look into the Christmas Revels. The best way I can explain the Revels is that they're like if the Assassin's Creed games were a series of Christmas albums, and there was less murder. Each album basically collects a bunch of winter solstice and or Christmas music from a different period of history and part of the world, so you can, celebrate Christmas and pretend you're in medieval Europe or colonial America or Victorian London. A lot of it sounds like it's basically just off the Witcher soundtrack, which beats the hell out of hearing Bing Crosby crooning about the weather for the millionth time. Anyway, Christmas monsters like Krampuses and Gremlins and killer snowmen might not be a real thing, but even in the 21st century, winter sucks. It is dark and cold and the weather is mostly awful, and that's really the whole reason that the holiday season became a thing in the first place. It's a time for you to huddle together with people you care about and say, we're not dead yet. So hopefully some of the media I've recommended helps keep you entertained and warm. If you have a particular holiday favorite, monster related or otherwise, share it in the comments. And yes, Die Hard totally counts as a Christmas movie. On that note, thank you all for watching another cram session. Whether you've been naughty or nice, I hope everyone gets through the winter happy and healthy. Cheers. I'll see you guys next time.